Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another AI Mastery session with me, Rosemary Salem. Tonight, we're going into another Google Whisk live tutorial as I'm going to be creating another PIP book and animation to go right along with it. I am going to be creating my prompts with Grok. And we're using Grok 3, which is the latest Grok version. And Grok is a large language model that is super powerful. And personally, I want to continue to promote the combination of the two until I find a better, I don't want to say solution, but a better alternative than what I've been utilizing so far. So I'm going to start off with introducing Pip. So Pip is a hedgehog is a character, a children's book, storybook character that I created in December of 2024, so very recent. I was introduced to Google Whisk platform, and on December 22nd, I got inside the platform, decided that I wanted to create a children's book. Believe it or not, Pip wasn't my first concept. I wanted to create a sheep that played the role of the story of Joseph in the Bible. So I was trying to create a children's storybook for Bible-based stories. And when I saw that the sheep was not coming out the way I wanted it to look, I pivoted. And at the time, I was using Claude 3.5 Sonnet for the writing and to come up with the concept as I was prompt engineering on that platform to create the character with Google Whisk. I literally just gave it a prompt and I said, just create a character. I told it a little bit about what I desired for the character to be like. I knew I wanted to focus the character on neurodivergency and infusing Christian morals inside of the story to bring awareness to neurodivergency. And in seconds, Pip was created. So the very first Pip project I created was Pip's Magical Forest Adventure, and it is hosted on my YouTube channel. So for those of you all who are actually watching me from my YouTube channel, hello, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. But that storybook and video is available on my main channel. I know that Pip has came a long way since we first started. I've become more invested in the branding and in the building of Pip. So for the remainder of our days, because this is day 7 of our, no, I think, yeah, we're on day 7 or day 8, but of our 30-day sprint with Google Whisk and Grok. And so every day and every evening, if I come on the evening time with you all live, we will be creating a full book and an animation project together. Yesterday, we created a coloring book. So I created a full coloring book live, and today I published that coloring book. So we created Pip, Pip's Garden Adventure. Let me refresh this page so I can share it with y'all. Okay. I'm actually just going to share my screen. I'm going to share the whole window because we're going to get into the training on tonight. All right. So as you can see, boom, Amazon KDP, it has been submitted. Now, the reason why I priced it at that rate is because honestly it's worth it. And we have a lot of rounds to cover when it comes to just maximizing your publications. And that's pretty affordable for the type of quality coloring book they're going to be receiving. So this is some of the work that we did. As you can see, it's timestamp for yesterday. So this was all created in one session live together. And these are all the coloring pages, even the ones that I denied and deleted, they still, oh, actually, no. Some of these, yeah, so this is all the iterations, even the ones that I said no to. Some of them are permanently gone. I don't see a lot of them because we will have way more. And this is the gallery of Google Whisk. So this is our the project that we created for Pip Goes to the Beach, and there's a visual video for that. And then Pip learns shapes. I did not put this video together yet. I'm going to say yet because the scenes are so creative and so different. I want to spend a little more time being a little more intentional with that one. So, but we did complete Pip Goes to the Beach, and I just need to publish that book. But we did complete and publish Pip's Garden Adventure, a coloring book, a coloring journey. And so that is available. It's been submitted. And then under videos, these are the video clips from our animation project for Pip Goes to the Beach, high quality. Today or tonight, we're going to be focusing on our next Pip story. And I'm going to actually pull up Grok now, grok.com. I recommend that if you're going to use Grok, that you use the website, not Grok inside of Twitter or X.com because of distractions. X is a social media platform, so you want to kind of separate your work from your leisure time. It helps you remain focused. So we are going to be creating our next book and story, which is Pip and the Neighborhood Garden. And so without further ado, I'm going to go into Whisk, and I'm going to give you a short walkthrough on how to use it. Okay, let's get out of the library. Okay, so this is the main page for Google Whisk, and you can choose the style, the subject, and it's going to create, and we're going to start from scratch, which gives you more options. Because we already know we're creating a storybook, you can come over here. There's not a loaded template that we'll be using today, but these are options for you to take advantage of, but we're going to use Square. So I'm just going to go ahead and set that up. And you can create a subject by inserting your prompt, or you can upload an image. The same thing for the scene, and the same thing for the style. We already have our setup, so I'm going to go ahead and build our two subject elements, which will be the character prompt, which will be building up Pip, so you all will be able to see him. So I'm just going to paste it and click generate. And so we have Pip. I'm surprised he does not have his backpack on, but maybe I didn't necessarily read the prompt. Okay, the prompt didn't say anything about the backpack, that's why. We're going to add another subject box, so you can have multiple subjects. And we're going to get the backpack prompt because those two are the main subjects throughout the story. We're gonna set up. I just realized I don't have a scene prompt. Oh, yes, I do. It's right here. I just need to scroll up. So this is our scene prompt. Okay, and we're going to insert our scene prompt. And this is just setting up the stage. I like to call this our board, or you can call this stage, however you want to go about naming your dashboard, do so. I realize that the more personal you make things, the better experiences you have with them. All right. So now we have successfully created PIP. So this is PIP. This is normally how he looks. This is a backpack. We just want to aim for the backpack to be um, flat and blue and actually on his back. And here we go. The tree having a backpack is sending me, so I don't know what's that all about. But let's get into our first scene, and we're just gonna work together. So the how I have everything built up is I set my stories up for success, being that I know how I want everything to be formulated. This is what I have requested of the model. I've requested the following elements. I'd ask for character prompts, subject prompts featuring the magical backpack, story text, narration, AI art prompts, and AI animation motion prompts for the 20 scenes that we're going to be putting together. With all of this combined, it will complete a full book and a full animation project. So that's two projects in one. So as you can see, we have a character prompt, subject prompt, story text, narration, AI art prompt, and animation motion prompt. For most of the continuation, we'll be focusing on the story text, the narration, the AI art prompt, the animation motion prompt. Now I'm going to enter in our first scene. And as you can see, all of these are checked. Both subjects are checked. The scene is checked and the style is checked. And this is all going to help formulate our images. Once we have an image that we like, we will proceed to animate that image. I really like both of these, but I like the couch. I feel like the couch is giving a better vibe. So I'm going to delete the one that I do not want, and we're just going to click animate. They are not. Okay, I just learned something new. It says unable to generate videos that are not in landscape. Change that and try again. That's interesting. So hopefully y'all change that. I feel like you should be able to do both. And when I say y'all, I'm talking to the engineers and the decision makers at Google that so happen to sometimes watch my live tutorials. Okay, so I was trying to take a new shortcut and I'm gonna explain something to you all. I'm gonna have to take a risk, and you know what I can do? I can keep the storybook image and just alternate as I keep going through. So for this next generation, what I'm gonna do, it should be landscape, and it'll be different. Okay. All right. So as I was getting ready to explain to you all are watching me create in live in real time. So bear with me. I'm making sure that I'm communicating and explaining everything as I go through the information and building it out. So I'm also thinking off the top of my head. I'm remaining in the creator producer role, so it's a lot. But I'm also making sure I'm navigating a conversation that you all can understand, relate to, and be able to implement in your own workflows at the same time. So I desire an easy outcome. So an easy outcome for me, because I know that my book is going to be 8.75. I like the square option, and I'm okay with the images for the animation project to be different from the image of the storybook, because technically it is two different pieces of work. Okay. So we're actually going to be doing this throughout. So we'll have a storybook image that's going to be square, the square dimension over here, aspect ratio. And then when we get ready to focus on the animation, we'll regenerate another image and animate that, and which will be landscape. So I just wanted to let you all know that's how I'm going to move forward. Which works really well for me, because when we get to putting the book and stuff together, it just saves a lot of editing time if I have square images, because I can just put it right in the book template, and I won't have to stress about it over editing with Canva AI Magic Studio. You know, I love Canva AI Magic Studio. I'm more about creating efficient workflows that reduce hiccups and minor setbacks when it comes to editing and the overall execution of the project. So we are currently waiting for our video to cook, because we are Google whisking it tonight. And I hope you all are going to enjoy watching me create another Pip story. So this is Pip in the neighborhood garden. We're kind of staying in this theme of garden, but we will be doing a new book concept on tomorrow. I would like to create an activity book on tomorrow, so we will be trying to attempt to use the model for that. Alrighty, I like that animation, so we're gonna move on to the next scene. We have a total of 20 scenes. This makes sure that you have enough pages for your storybook and you have enough scenes for an effective model display of a episodic show. And that's what we're aiming for. I called it a short film, but it's more so like mini episodes. And being that it's fully narrated and him being neurodivergent, it works for the overall concept. Okay. I'm going to use this one. So I'm going to delete that one, and that's going to be for our storybook. And then I'm going to go over here and change to landscape for our next generation. And we're going to delete because we ended up with 2 hedgehogs. And we only need 1 pip. Okay, there must be something in the prompt that is leading to that. It says a friendly hedgehog named Pip. Yeah, no, I don't know why it's creating 2. There we go. All right, let's animate. Change some of this around, make it a little bit easier for me. So we're going to go to animation motion prompt, and this is what I call my animation prompts is animation motion prompt. So it does take a good 1 to 2 minutes to fully generate your scene, but it's normally less than 2 minutes. So it moves fairly quickly. And most AI animation tools take a little time. So I love the animation. Look at there. Okay. So we're going to move forward to our next scene, and that's Pip arrives at the garden. Once we complete tonight's session, tomorrow, when we come back together, we'll be putting together the animation, much like we did Pip goes to the beach presentation, and then we'll move into creating the activity book, which will be my first time creating a activity book outside of the 2 coloring books I've created for Pip. I deleted both of those because it did not match the style of Pip. You can see the consistency here in the character image. We have this looks too out of the norm. So my goal is to keep everything in its same vicinity of how it's supposed to look. Now, if it continues this is a new strategy that I brainstormed after reviewing my progress, and I take time to think about how I could do better on certain things. So I'm going to add the last scene as a subject to help assist with the production of the next scene. So I just downloaded and re-uploaded it as a subject. It's still trying to change him, which I don't like, but we'll get through it. I'm sure eventually we will get one that we like. And this is when patience and persistence and resilience is going to have to kick in, because it's your project and you have to be willing to work through the kinks to get it to have the outcome that you desire. So that is going to require a lot of repetitive action and patience. Um, so also what I'm about to do is I'm going to download this image and upload it as a subject. I'm giving the model a little more direction and example of how I want the outcome to be, because we need the same PIP. We need the same version of him. It's like even the style is different. I'm gonna upload the latest image I downloaded to the style. Okay. And let's try scene. And right now I'm just trying things to get rid of that that last iteration is not in alignment. Okay. You see how this, even from the nose, it looks completely different, even from here. The page, it doesn't look bad. It's just it doesn't. It's not consistent. This one looks a little bit better. Let me pull it up. Let me download this and I'm gonna delete that, and I'm gonna add this latest download as the scene. Okay, now we're getting warmer, but the backpack is sky blue. It does say with the soft blue. Yeah, okay. Mm-mm. I would take this, but the let me look at what the prompt is saying. Okay, yeah, we don't need it to say light blue. So I'm removing the word light and hoping that that will help with the iteration. Okay, so we're going to delete these and we're going to keep this. So, and now you can see that's more in alignment with character consistency throughout the pages. So we're going to now go to our dimensions and switch the landscape so we can get our image to animate for the animation part for scene 3. Okay. I'm sure it says light blue on here, yeah. So we're gonna remove that so it doesn't say light blue, just blue. And it should change the coloring. Okay, I like that one. So that's the one we're gonna go with. So we're gonna delete this one and we're deleting this one. Okay, now let's animate. We're gonna grab our animation motion prompt. And we're just gonna put it in the bar, and it's cooking our video. Let me check and make sure you all can hear me. I normally do it earlier in the stream, but I just kind of hop right into it. This is an informal stream, you all. So please keep that in mind. Okay. I try to make it engaging as possible, but it is an informal stream. Okay. All right, we have that. I'm going to try to share this live really quickly. Give me a moment. It's not showing the preview like it normally does, or it's not allowing me to just copy a link. Okay, here we are. Let's look at our animation. All right, one more time. Perfect. It looks really nice. We'll move on to our next. So we're going to change our aspect ratio back to square. We're moving on to scene 4, planting the garden. Okay. So I'm going to download this image and I'm gonna delete these over here. I'm gonna upload this as a subject in hopes that when I regenerate, it will make the rabbit and the turtle look the same. And I'm even going to delete this and upload the same image as a style. And I'm even do the same for the scene. Okay, so now we have some things that we're working with. Let's delete these because I didn't like either one. Not quite. I prefer this image, so I'm going to delete this one. And now we're going to change aspect ratio so we can create the animation image. I'm adding the word flat because backpack is rolled up and I don't like that because it looks completely off. I understand that it's going to be inconsistency in the versions of the backpack, but I prefer for it to be flat. Now, this is still showing the roll, but it's not as bad. So I'm going to keep that one just in case. But I feel like I can get a flatter one, a flatter backpack. Let's try one more time. All right. So we'll just take what we got. Let's go ahead and animate. Now with my PIP projects, I don't expect it to be 100% perfect. or there to be no differences or anything like that. So keep that in mind. There's truly no model that is like 100% yet in everything. We got some that are very, very close, but not 100%. Mid-Journey being one of those models. All right, we have our animation. Maybe that will help. Mm, no, it didn't. Delete that. Well, actually, no, I'm gonna keep it. Okay, let's watch our animation. I love the bees moving around. So they're having a planning session. This looks really nice. Okay, scene 5. We want to change our ratios to square. Once this is what it came up with. Okay, I really like this one. So I'm gonna delete this one, and then we're gonna go and we're gonna change our aspect to landscape so we can make our image to animate. Mm, let's delete. Okay, I like it. I like it a lot. So let's animate. I'm gonna paste our animation motion prompt. Uh-oh, our animation prompt. That is a lot. Let's go back. Okay, now we have prompt and let's paste it. Yes, and it's creating our video. Okay, this looks really, really nice. We're gonna move forward. And since we're moving on to the next scene, we're gonna change our aspect ratio to square for the storybook image first. And this is just my workflow because we're completing two projects in one. So this is a storyboard for the book, and this is a storyboard for the episodic version of the story. Okay, out of these two, I'm going to actually delete both of them. I didn't like either or, and that's okay. And both of these will be deleted. I think I'm gonna remove this word soft blue because I'm noticing that sometimes it tries to make the backpack light blue, and I think it's doing that because the word soft blue is in the main prompt. See, now you see how it's much better. And honestly, out of this one, I'm going to actually keep this one. So I'm going to delete that. Actually, no, I can't. I can't keep it because I want the neighborhood garden, the G in garden to be capitalized. It doesn't have to be all caps like this one, but it needs to at least be capitalized. Mm, I don't like those. These backpacks look totally out of alignment. So that's why you see me deleting and not accepting the images. Like the straps look crazy. It still just needs to look like a normal backpack. Okay, this one doesn't have the backpack with him, and I will actually take that because it still looks in alignment. He just doesn't have his backpack on. And let's scroll up to change to landscape for our animation still image. I'm gonna actually remove the element of the backpack here so we can just focus on him since this page doesn't have the backpack. But we were able to successfully get the G to be capitalized like the G in here, the G in that image for neighborhood garden. Okay, perfect. You see? We're gonna hit animate. Here we go. And the fact that they just dropped the whole basket is sort of kind of funny to me. Okay, let's move forward. We're on scene 7, and we're actually going to wrap after this one. I want to keep it under tonight. So we're going to go here, and I hope you all enjoyed this training. But the process is pretty repetitive. Oh, I love these. Both of these are so cute, but I like this one right here more. So I'm going to delete that one. Then we're going to do our landscape one. Really nice. Now let's animate, grabbing our animation motion prompt. And we will pick up tomorrow with completing this one. But this is our last animation for tonight. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe from whatever platform you are tuning in from. I am streaming on multiple. Make sure no questions. Okay, we're good. Okay, it's almost finished. Okay, this is a nice, very nice animation. Let's watch it one more time. Okay, perfect. All right, so we have our 7 scenes review. Scene 1, scene 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we'll knock out the rest of our 20 scene story tomorrow. I want to start keeping these live streams um, no longer than 90 minutes, but tonight we're gonna wrap it at an hour and some change. I am Rosemary Salem. This has been a Google Whisk live tutorial. I hope you all enjoyed it and learned a lot, and I cannot wait to see y'all tomorrow. And until next time, let me stop sharing my screen. And until next time, I love y'all with the love of Christ. Y'all have a good evening. Bye bye for now.